This was the greatest era in bodybuilding history. The 90s, the true mass monster era. No other time even comes close. The vibe was raw. The physiques were brutal. Guys were walking around with alien size and razor-sharp cuts. It wasn't just muscle. It was muscle with attitude. And today, we're diving deep into what fueled that madness. The diets of 90s bodybuilders.
Okay, the breakfast of champion.
It's totally normal to suffer in the diet.
I had the ability of going zero carbs for long periods at a time, so I would go like 2 or 3 months.
These guys were different human beings. They were built different, obsessed, locked in. They lived and breathed this life. And at the center of it all, food is, without a doubt, number one.
Flex Wheeler, one of the most aesthetic bodybuilders in the 90s. You couldn't believe the shape, the physique on that guy was unreal.
What was the biggest you got weight-wise?
298.
When you were at probably your peak muscle mass, what was your diet looking like at that time?
Filet mignon, yeah, just red meat, and I had the ability of going zero carbs for long periods at a time, so I would go like 2 or 3 months of just
How many times a day were you eating roughly?
7.
7?
And so 88 ounces of filet mignon a day. And I hate steak. I have to take it to a butcher, so back then, I hate steak, so I need to see it, I'm really mental and effed up like that, so I need to see it and visualize it as a hamburger.
This is the beast from the 90s. Nasser El Sonbaty, one of the heaviest and most massive bodybuilders of his time, tipping the scale at around 325 pounds in his prime. When it came to his diet, he kept a close eye on sodium. The less sodium in his meals, the tighter and more conditioned he looked. His nutrition was simple but effective. High protein, very low carbs and fats, and a constant flow of water all day long, even during meals.
In off-season, I don't write down what I'm eating. But in pre-contest, I always write down what I'm eating. And I think this is one of the reasons why I'm a kind of successful in that kind of sport. In the diet, always high protein, low carbs, low fat, plenty of water. During the daytime, also during the meals, because the more you drink, the more you actually slow down your digestion process. I like to slow down my digestion process to eat less. Right now, just water, just coffee, tea, no artificial sweetener, actually very plain, no spices here, no pepper, no salt, anyway, no sodium. The closer I come to the show, the more I watch out what I'm eating, specifically regarding sodium. The less sodium I have in the food, the better it is, and the harder I become.
Here's the undisputed king of the 90s, Ronnie Coleman. This man didn't hold back when it came to food. He spent a fortune fueling that freaky physique.
How much do you think you were spending back then?
Oh man, I was spending at least probably a good extra $10,000 just on food.
Oh man, $10,000 just on food. Can you even imagine how much Ronnie had to eat to build that kind of body? 6 massive meals a day, 16 ounces of pure food. That's next level dedication.
You had to eat 5-6 times a day, So you was constantly buying a lot of chicken, a lot of turkey. I used to eat like 10, 12 ounces of food, Well, it was like steak, chicken, turkey. I was eating fish back then, so it was a lot of fish. It was a lot of food, a lot of rice, a lot of potatoes. As soon as I went from like 10 ounces to 16 ounces, that's when I started putting on size.
Really?
But it was so hard to eat that much food. And then I didn't have enough time in the day because I was working full time. So what I had to do is get up in the middle of the night, eat, and go back to bed.
No carb week.
Chicken only.
This dude was an absolute monster, a true genetic freak who made even the biggest guys look small. Paul was one of the largest bodybuilders to ever step on stage, maybe even the biggest. Standing 6 feet 2 inches and weighing 330 pounds, he was a walking giant.
I never dreamed I'd look anything like this, but I've always dreamed about looking like this. You know, so for me, this is a dream come true. Just getting up and looking in the mirror. Okay, the breakfast of champion. 3 chicken breasts, plain, done in the oven. About a cup, maybe a little more than a cup of white rice. This is avocados, just mushed up. Also gives it flavor. I add a little bit of paste picante salsa, just to give it a little bit of flavor.
Paul Dillett's diet here includes 50 grams of carbs, 105 grams of protein, and just 15 grams of fat. Since he's getting close to his contest date, he's also cutting back on sodium, little by little.
No, it's still 10 days out, so I've still got my sodium in. I'm actually eliminating it, little by little each day. I keep taking it down a little more because it's actually near impossible to eliminate your sodium totally, because even chicken, the fresh chicken, still has some sodium. Steak still has some sodium, but that's all natural, so, It's my first meal and I'm starving, so I'm gonna get to it.
The reason? Less sodium means less water retention, and that helps the muscles look sharper, more defined, and stage ready.
And this guy worked out all day. He would come and goes, he would work out, and he would go over in the corner, he would eat his food, and then he'd go back and train. Insane. This guy was a machine.
He was eating like a machine. Oats, chicken, eggs, sweet potatoes. Non-stop fuel for that massive physique. 6 meals a day, every single day, and here's what it looked like. In the morning, he'd kick things off with 100 grams of oats, around 67 grams of carbs, and mix that up with 90 grams of whey isolate protein. That's how he started the day. Clean carbs and a big hit of protein. Later on, it was 12 ounces of chicken breast, which comes out to about 340 grams and gives you roughly 81 grams of protein. Alongside that, he'd have 300 grams of potatoes, around 46 grams of carbs, just solid, clean fuel. Then he'd go back for more chicken, but this time 14 ounces. So that's even more protein, around 93 grams. With that, he added 60 grams of oats, giving him about 40 grams of carbs, still keeping everything tight and calculated. Next meal, same game. Another 12 ounces of chicken, but now paired with 230 grams of rice, which is around 57 grams of carbs. Simple, clean, and effective. Now, here's where it gets a little tastier. 12 ounces of steak, 250 grams of sweet potatoes, and 250 grams of broccoli. You're looking at around 64 grams of protein, 45 grams of carbs, plus all the nutrients and fiber from the veggies. Full meal, fully loaded. And before calling it a day, he'd hit one last shake, 90 grams of pure whey isolate. Just straight protein to feed the muscles through the night. That's how he did it. Day in, day out.
This is 6 meals throughout the whole day, every 3 hours. I start at 8:30 in the morning and finish at 11:30.